diagram, when I say a diagram, it means it consists of shapes. It stands for Unified Modeling Language. Now, when you write a big program with a plenty of classes, if you want to study how your program is working, especially if you are working with a team and how these classes are related to each other, then it's better you see a picture. Like a flow chart. If you want to see how your program is working, by looking at the flow chart, it tells you exactly the flow of your program. So this is like a picture that shows you relationship between classes. Let me just show you the example, then I will come back, okay, for the details from this slide. Here is an example. This example consists of two classes, the main class, which has your main program, and we have a class for circle. Each class or each diagram for a class consists of three sections. See section 1, section 2, section 3, and here we have section 1, section 2, and section 3. Let's go for the circle class first. The first section, you put the name of the class. The second section, you put the data of the class. The third section, you put the methods of the class. For the data, and you know that for the data and for the methods, we have a private and we have public. We use minus for a private in front of the name of the data member or method, and we use a plus for public. So now radius is a private, so we have minus. Circle is a plus, so it is public. Get area is a plus, so it is public. Get parameter is a plus, so it is public. Now for the syntax. This syntax is not the same as Java syntax. In Java, you put the data type for the data, and then you put the name, and then you put the value. Here, it's a little bit different. Here, you put the name first of the variable, you put colon, and then you put the data type. It's not like Java, so this is a little bit different. Now this is for the data. Now for the methods. Now for the methods, remember every method should have return value, should have a name, and also should have input parameters if there are input parameters. In UML, you don't specify the code, but you have to specify the name, you have to specify the input parameter, and you have to specify the return value. Let's go for the first one. Now the first one is public because it is plus, and since the name circle of this method is the same name as the class, so this is a constructor. And remember, for constructor, we don't have return value, we just leave it empty. And for this constructor, it has one input parameter. Remember how you define data. You put the name, R, you put colon, and then you put the data type. It's not like Java, you write double space R. Next, plus get area. So plus it means public. Get area is the name of the method. And see here we have empty brackets, that means it does not need any input parameter, colon double, so that means this method returns double value. Next one is a plus get parameter. Plus is public, get parameter is the name of the method. See empty brackets, it means it does not need any input parameter. And since we have colon double, so that means this returns double value. After you define your classes, then you need to see the relationship between these classes. If one class is using the other class, like for example, where did you create an object of circle? You created inside main. So this one is the user, the client code. And if one class is using another class, then they put dotted arrows. See arrows with dot? So that means this class is using this class. It means this class is creating objects. Here is creating objects, and I usually call it client code. Let's go back to the definition for UML diagrams. UML stands for Unified Modeling Language, and it shows relationship among classes and objects. And a UML diagram consists of three sections, one section for name, and one section for the data attributes, and the other section, which is the third one, is used for methods. Now, if there is any class using another class, so they use dotted arrows. Here, I did not specify that if the data or the method is public, we put plus in front of the name. If it is a private, we put minus in front of the name.